Greetings to the excellent students in the D.Min project design class here at Regent University School of Divinity. This is your instructor, Dr. Larry Asplund, coming to you at the beginning of Module 6, Week 13. Now, you know what that means. There are 8 modules in this class, the last 3 being only 1 week in length. And that means we see the finish line. December the 10th is the last day of the fall semester. That means we have 3 weeks to complete all of the work that we've been doing together, which, of course, you know, sets kind of a limitation. But on the same hand, at the same time, that means if you really stay focused, you've got 3 weeks to finish everything that needs to be done. And I'm confident that you can do so. So Module 6, of course, is all about the draft proposal revisions. Week 13 is, you know, just about beginning to revise your proposal draft. And so we're going to review where we are and how we got this far into our class. And I think give you some instruction, some direction as to how we can cross the finish line successfully after 3 weeks have come and gone. We have some great resources under week 13. First of all, Tim Sensing's book is excellent. If you took 705, which hasn't been offered now for a little while, you are familiar with his book. But chapter 2 in particular has some great information for you that you will find helpful. Of course, we have the dissertation proposal template and sample dissertation proposals. Now, they are available for you under course content in Blackboard, but those are older documents that I haven't figured out how to delete them. So I made sure the newest versions were available to you under course resources in Blackboard. So be sure to access them there. And then there's also a sample of a completed dissertation, which is kind of looking ahead. You know, dissertations are all very unique and distinctive because the work that every doctoral student does is unique and distinctive. But there is a sample. In fact, I probably have a couple of other samples too, maybe toward the end of the semester. If you think you might find that to be useful, I can help you with that. Just to review in terms of where we are and how we have gotten there, remember week 8 was all about the BTH Foundations document. Almost all of your work is complete in that regard, which is very good news because, as you know, the summary of the literature document and the BTH Foundations document probably compose about 2/3 of your proposal. And we worked very hard together on those documents to make sure that when we come to the end, as we're getting ready to do, there won't be a lot of work left for you to do. And so that's good news. Week 9, we had the project design discussion where you were anticipating some of the measurements that you would like to use to collect data in your project. Almost completely done with that one. A very excellent conversation. Week 10 was all about the student profile, which is a really wonderful reflective opportunity for you. There's still several that haven't turned that in. I'm looking forward to reading yours as you do. There's just a template, so you just have to download it and fill it out, respond to the questions, etc. Week 11 was about the research methodology discussion, which, as you know, is all about qualitative and quantitative and mixed methods when it comes to the kind of the theoretical, the research theoretical background for you. There's still several that need to jump into that conversation. It's once again, very, very valuable for you. Week 12, which we're coming to the end of now, is the first draft proposal. And that basically means that it's time for you to begin to think about those very short introductory and concluding sections of the proposal, having completed the big pieces of it, now to begin to fill in those smaller pieces. So I wanted to just take some time to do very quickly what we did together in Collaborate 4. And again, that entire Collaborate session is available to you to review. This is just a description of those short introductory and concluding sections of your proposal. So the first section is the overview, which is just an introduction to your ministry project, very short, less than a page, maybe 2 paragraphs. And then there's the statement of the problem section, which not only restates in clear terms what your statement of the problem question is, but the kind of a broader consideration of the topic. Probably one page, 350 to 500 words. And then there is the rationale for the ministry project, where you're explaining what you feel to be the significance of the project. Some specific items are being asked of you in this section, so you want to be sure to review those, probably a page again. And then there is the short section called Limitations and Assumptions, which just clarifies the scope of your research. There are some things that your research is focused on that your ministry project will focus on, but there are a lot of things that you're not going to attempt to do. So to be able to kind of draw, boundary lines around your project is very, very important. So that's another short, maybe a one-page section in your proposal. And then in terms of the concluding sections, once you get past your BTH foundations, then there will be some anticipatory concluding sections. These are a bit speculative because they assume that you have, in terms of a broad section, that you have already done your data collection and analysis, which you have not done. So you're just kind of anticipating what you would like to do. So there is a section called Methods for Analyzing the Problem, which basically is involving the project design. Very short, just a couple of paragraphs, because you're anticipating, you don't know yet. Another brief section called Results and Contributions, where you're kind of stating what you would like the outcomes to be. Another just a couple of paragraphs. Notice when we were discussing this in Collaborate 4, I mentioned that Methods for Analyzing the Problem will ultimately expand out to Chapter 4 in your dissertation. Results and Contributions will expand to Chapter 5. And then you have, in addition to that, a very short section on the evaluation of your project, what you hope your criteria for evaluating will be, and what you hope the outcomes, again, will be. Very short, a couple of paragraphs. Also obviously related to Chapter 5 of your dissertation. And then an overall summary that's a summary of your entire proposal, clear and concise summary, just a couple of paragraphs once again. So when we came to week 12, these short sections came to mind. And so that's what you're working on right now. And in terms of the use of the template, I wanted to give you a couple of practical notes about that. Be sure you use the blank template in course resources. If you use another version, it's not necessarily going to work as nicely for you as this one will be. Again, the one in course contents is very old. Do not use that one. It will just be a frustration for you. And you can compose ultimately your proposal inside of the template, or you can paste and you can copy and paste from another document inside of the template. Now, please remember that if you copy and paste, the Microsoft Word default settings will also copy and paste with them. And so unless when you began to compose, and we've been working on Microsoft Word issues all along in this class, unless you began to compose having, first of all, turned off all the default settings, the auto formatting, the auto correcting, the line spacing settings, the auto indent settings, etc. Unless you turn them all off so that you could personally be in control of your formatting, it's going to do some of that for you. And so if you copy and paste from another document, remember that those settings will also copy and paste. They're not going to disappear, which means you'll have to go in and give attention to indentation, to line spacing, etc., which is, it's kind of a bother. It's not like it's that difficult. Unless you change the template, what will not change in the template is the correct formatting for Turabian. And that's huge in terms of pagination, in terms of the table of contents. Table of contents will work just fine unless you change headings. If you go in and do any changes to headings, table of contents will not work. So the template is designed to guarantee that when you're done, you will have a document that represents correct Turabian formatting, which is going to save you a lot of work. And so Microsoft Word has always kind of been an issue for us. If you can make those corrections before you copy and paste, it will help. If not, we'll have to jump into the template and do it, which we can do. In terms of Collaborate notes, remember Collaborate 4 unpacked all of this in some great detail. I have offered a possible consultation, kind of a Q&A session for us on November the 21st, which is next Monday, of course, at 8 p.m. Eastern Time. I'm willing to be here for you if you think you might find that useful, but you need to say, yes, please do schedule that, and then I will do so. If nobody responds that you think you might find it helpful, I won't schedule it and I won't be there. So just remember that you have to confirm whether or not you think might be helpful to you. I'm committed to doing everything I can to guarantee your success in this experience. You know, I love the whole idea of a dissertation, a proposal. You're beginning to anticipate the pieces of your ministry project, the pieces of your dissertation. You know, you're a ways away from it, of course, but now you see it. When we come to 899, we're talking about January. And so it's a bit of work, but the clearer you are in your proposal, the easier this entire process is going to be for you. I'm very much looking forward to submitting a final dissertation proposal for you to Dr. Flynn after the 10th of December. And so please remember, I'm here to assist you along the way. I'm committed to you. I love the work that you're doing, and am absolutely convinced that all of you are going to be successful and then move on to the 899 dissertation phase next semester. So God bless you, everybody. Don't hesitate to let me know how I can serve you this coming week.